Have you ever hit delete on a file and just assumed it was gone forever? Like, gone, erased, vanished from existence. But what if I told you that your file doesn't actually disappear the moment you delete it? It just becomes invisible, hidden from your file explorer, removed from your view, marked as free space for the system to reuse later. But the actual data? A lot of the time, it's still sitting there on the drive, unchanged, waiting until something new overwrites it. Welcome to the world of digital forensics. Because inside every storage device, on whether it's a hard drive or SSD, data isn't stored as files the way you see them. It's all just binary. Millions and millions of ones and zeros. Every image you save, every video you download, and every password file you create, it all eventually gets broken down into this raw pattern of data. Now, here's the part most people never realize. When you delete something, the system doesn't instantly wipe those ones and zeros. It simply marks that space as available. So the file doesn't vanish. It just stops being visible to you. And until that space gets overwritten by new data, the original information is still sitting there, hidden underneath the surface. But before we start breaking in the world of digital forensics, if you're enjoying my videos and want to learn cybersecurity the right way, make sure to subscribe to Hacker's Arsenal. I upload twice every single week, so you never miss the next ride. Thanks for listening. Now back to the video. Digital forensics is the science of recovering, analyzing, and reconstructing digital evidence from storage devices. It's used in cybersecurity investigations, cybercrime cases, and even real-world law enforcement operations to figure out what happened on a system, even after someone tries to erase it. Think of it like this. You're not just looking at files. You're reading the leftover traces of activity on a machine. Now, in a real investigation, a forensic expert never touches the original drive directly. Because even a simple action like opening a file can change timestamps, logs, or metadata. That's why they first create a forensic image, an exact digital clone of the drive. Then they analyze the copy, not the original evidence. Before anything else, they verify integrity using hashing algorithms like SHA-256, making sure the copy is identical to the source. If even one bit is different, the evidence is considered compromised. Once the image is ready, the real work begins. They start by mapping partitions, identifying file systems, and scanning for hidden or deleted files. Even things that look erased from the system can often be recovered using specialized tools. At this stage, investigators might uncover things like leftover documents, hidden archives, encrypted containers, or even fragments of deleted data scattered across unallocated space. And the more they dig, the more the story of the system starts to form. Because digital forensics is not just recovery, it's reconstruction. You're not only finding files, you're rebuilding events. Every deleted file, every modified timestamp, every hidden directory becomes a clue. And when all those clues are connected, you don't just see data anymore, you see intent. In professional digital forensics environments, analysts don't rely on just one tool. They use a full toolkit designed to reconstruct what actually happened on a system step by step, almost like rebuilding a broken timeline from digital fragments. One of the most widely used platforms in real investigations is Autopsy, which acts like a complete forensic workstation where investigators can load disk images, automatically scan file systems, recover deleted files, extract browser history, and even build visual timelines of user activity without touching the original evidence. Under the hood, it often works alongside the sleuth kit, which handles low-level disk analysis like partition mapping, enode examination, and file recovery from unallocated space. For deeper investigation work, analysts use tools like bulk extractor to automatically pull hidden artifacts such as emails, URLs, and passwords from raw disk data, while strings is used to quickly scan binaries for readable text fragments that might reveal clues buried inside corrupted or partially deleted files. When it comes to evidence acquisition, tools like DC3DD or FTK Imager are used to create forensic images of entire drives while preserving integrity through hashing algorithms like SHA-256, ensuring that every bit of data remains unchanged from the original source. And once encrypted containers or password-protected evidence show up, professionals move into recovery tools like Hashcat or John the Ripper, where powerful GPUs are used to test millions or even billions of password combinations against captured hashes or encrypted headers. But the real fun part of learning all these tools isn't memorizing commands, it's the way everything connects in practice. You start by imaging a drive, then slowly uncover deleted files, then discover hidden fragments, then follow metadata clues, and suddenly you're not just using tools anymore. You're solving a story where each tool reveals a different layer of the truth. And that hands-on investigative flow is exactly why digital forensics feels less like studying and more like uncovering secrets hidden inside machines. But here's the real twist. Sometimes what looks completely deleted isn't just recoverable, it becomes evidence that still matters. Fragments of passwords can still exist in raw disk space. Images that were removed can still be partially reconstructed. Even encrypted containers can leave behind metadata that quietly reveals what kind of system was used, when it was created, and how it was handled. And that's where digital forensics stops being just tool usage and starts becoming real investigation work. Because at that point, you're no longer guessing what might have happened. You're rebuilding it step by step using evidence that still exists inside the system. In real-world environments, this process is extremely structured and controlled. Investigators document every single action they take, every command, every extracted file, every hash value, because even a small mistake can break the chain of custody and make evidence unusable in court. That's exactly why digital forensics is trusted in legal systems worldwide. It turns computers into something unexpected witnesses that never forget anything, even when users think they've erased everything. And once you understand this properly, your entire perception of technology changes. A system is no longer just storage or software anymore. It becomes a living timeline of everything that has ever happened on it. From the moment a file is created, to the moment it's modified, to the moment it's deleted, nothing truly disappears instantly. It only changes state, gets hidden, or waits in unallocated space until something overwrites it, and that's where the real skill begins. Not in just running tools like autopsy or forensic imaging utilities, but in understanding what those tools are actually revealing underneath the surface. Because in digital forensics, you're not just recovering files, you're reconstructing truth from fragments that were never meant to be seen again. If you're enjoying my videos and want to learn cybersecurity the right way, make sure to subscribe to Hacker's Arsenal. I upload twice every single week so you never miss the next ride. And I'll see you in the next one.